Hey everyone, thanks for stopping by to check out the video. Today we're going to preview the Washington Spirit versus the Houston Dash match coming up this Sunday. And it is a crazy stacked weekend for matches that count very much. We're into the last 5 matches of the season, and it seems like almost every game has a serious playoff implication. Let's start with what's happening right behind the Spirit. You've got 3 teams on 31 points to 37 points with Washington Spirit. Mathematically, if nothing else happens, Spirit win 3 and draw 1 of the last 5. No matter what else happens, they're in the playoffs at number 2 spot to clinch. As we all know, Kansas City won the Shield last week. So we've got Gotham versus Portland this weekend, and that's number 3 versus number 4. We've got Seattle versus North Carolina. We've got San Diego versus Orlando. These all have implications for second place. The best scenario for the Washington Spirit is if all 3 of those matches ended in draws, which would help none of those teams to catch them. Okay, that would put some more space, provided that the Spirit knock off the Houston Dash, which are right now drifting just out of the playoff spots in number 9 spot. It is so tight in there, though. You've got Orlando all the way down in 7th, I believe, with 29 points. And then you've got, the 3 teams above that are on 31 and the other one at 30. It is a crazy weekend, and I'm glad I have some free time where I'm not working, that I think I can see all these matches. It's going to be really fun. So let's start with what's going to happen with Spirit. We have the return of Hirschfeld, which is a big deal because for me right now, she is irreplaceable in this team, and it's no offense to people that have to come in and play for her. Like last match when she had to sit out because of those 2 yellows in the previous match, she is just too important to this team right now. And as we saw against Kansas City, when the Spirit were using the 4-2-3-1, it was very successful in limiting chances, and they got away with a shutout on the road, which was fantastic. But this last match where they ended up in a 2-2 draw, that's a disaster game. They should not be drawing that game at all. And, it happens. Mickey Owen's own goal, who cares, right? She's too valuable to the team, and she gets so much right, it's forgivable. But they really needed to pick up those 3 points because now they've made it harder on themselves. So if they stick with the 4-2-3-1, what I'd like to see is, though, if Cantori is starting, she needs to be integrated more into what's going on. Don't get me wrong. We all know she's a brilliant player, and she's turned in a couple brilliant goals. But I think she's used to playing in a more traditional center forward, role where she's going forward. In the way the Spirit play, she needs to rotate more. She needs to be more involved and get more touches on the ball. In reality, I would like to see Gift Monday getting some more minutes ahead of the playoffs. I think her running around tirelessly is very valuable to the team. But with Hirschfeld back in and that one of those 2 defensive mids covering all that ground, let's get some more offense going, okay, and tighten up that defense. They need to start getting more shutouts. And they're still getting carved apart when the wrong people, or I should say not the best people, are in those defensive positions. And again, a bit unlucky. I think Kingsbury might have done better on the other goal as well. But hey, they didn't lose. They got a point, and they're still 6 points ahead of everyone trailing them. If they get this win and get some luck, they can get some more separation. Potentially get 8 points ahead instead of having to win 3 in a row and get at least 1 draw. Now, the Spirit are quite capable of just winning the last 5 matches straight up, okay, at this point. But they really need to look out for what I would say is a surging Gotham. I think Gotham right now is the most dangerous team in this league with the way they're getting their stuff together. And remember, it was just like 6 weeks ago. They were in total disarray, injuries, missing people, and now they're starting to look better and better each week. And I would not want to play them in a first round or a second round. I don't even want to play them in the playoffs. I'd rather play Kansas City at this point. So let's say that Spirit sticks with the 4-2-3-1, although I would argue what I said a few weeks ago, that a 3-6-1 would suit this team better right now, as far as getting more offensive weapons on the field and still providing defensive cover. I'm going to link that video below. But this is a game, to me, it's a must-win. They need to beat the Houston Dash at home at Audi Field. They need to start making that a fortress like I've talked about before. And Houston is not in their league right now. I mean, obviously they're in their league, but they're not in their same class. This is a game they should win hands down. I'd like to see them get 3 goals on the board, get more than 2 for once, and run up the score. They're certainly capable of doing that to the Houston Dash. And I think the crowd on Sunday should be rocking. The weather may or may not be a little choppy, though. The forecast is a little iffy for the weekend up here in the DMV. So we'll see what happens. But this is a must win. And if they get that win and get some luck, hopefully we see a little more separation and they can clinch second place long before getting 3 wins and a draw. But again, mathematically, 3 wins and a draw of the last 5, no one can touch them in second place. So here's to the Spirit running up a score and continuing on to lock up second place. All right. Thank you again for stopping by. Please like and subscribe, or maybe comment below what you think about the formations they're running and how valuable Hirschfeld is. And we'll see you next time. Thank you.